We are going to try our level best to ensure that, in fact, it is implemented on April 1, 2016. I haven't seen the terms of reference for the Select Committee yet, but my hope at least would be that we would have the report shortly, and then because of the consensus building and the work that will be done in the Select Committee, that we'll be able to pass it in Parliament literally within the first few days of the monsoon session. Also, at the same time, you must recognize that there are 2 or 3 other things that we have to do in parallel. One of which is to work in the GST Council on the actual design of the various rates and so on. So that will be ongoing work that we'll be doing in parallel. And then in addition to that, we have to draft the actual GST bills that will have to be passed both in Parliament as well as in the state assemblies. So all these different tracks hopefully can move in parallel so that we can ensure that ultimately we do get it implemented April 1, 2016.
So which do you think is a bigger challenge? The fact that there is still a long roadmap for implementing GST and keeping the deadline of April 2016, or do you think the fact that the opposition is just not on board, this is going back again to a select panel despite coming back from the select panel? So
well, I think at the end of the day, this is such an important reform. It has such far-reaching consequences that it's very important that there be a durable national consensus, both nationally here in Parliament as well as with the states. So we absolutely want to make sure that we have that very durable national consensus for these far-reaching reforms, while at the same time, because we have made a commitment to our businesses and to the people of India that we will implement it as quickly as possible so that the benefits are available.
Talked about durable national consensus, something that even the land bill needs. That's exactly why it has also been sent to the Select Committee. Way forward for that bill.
Again, we will have to see how it gets dealt with in the Select Committee, but typically, the experience is that the Select Committee is very thoughtful in these matters, that they take into account all the concerns and objections. They obviously have the time to process all of the issues, and then coming out of it usually, in most cases, ends up being something that has the support of all parties and therefore gets through Parliament quickly.
I have to ask you a question about MAT, and that's my last question, sir. This is just a month back, the finance minister had gone to Washington and said that MAT has to be paid by foreign portfolio investors in India. And today we see perhaps a different tune from the tax department, who say that coercive action is not needed.
No, I think we've been very clear all along as to how we are intending to deal with the MAT issue, and we have in fact been consistent on that right from day one. And it's really in 2 parts, as I've explained many times. One is prospectively going forward, that is, where it is possible to have a policy intervention, and we made our intent there very clear in the finance bill, where we've absolutely clearly demonstrated that we do not believe that MAT is applicable to foreign investors. Now, retrospectively, on the other hand, we've said over and over again it is sub judice. There are different branches of government. There's the judicial branch, there's the executive legislative branch, and so when the judicial branch tells us that we need to proceed, then it is our constitutional responsibility to proceed in that matter.
By when do you see the Justice AP Shah panel report? By when do you expect it?
I think we will have to see exactly how the terms of reference are set up, what cases that they decide to take on, and then figure out how best to deal with those cases. So we'll wait and see.